Episode 6 begins with Yeori asking Gang UK to officially work with her to solve the mysterious 300-year-old case. Before starting their investigation, they agree on several important rules. Gang UK insists they must never hide information from one another and should always investigate together so neither of them ends up in danger alone. Yeori adds one condition of her own. Because of the strange curse surrounding her, she wants them to keep some distance to avoid accidentally passing it on to him. Their investigation quickly focuses on director Hwa-young. Yeori reveals that Hwa-young is a descendant of Prince Gangpyeong and explains that the ghost haunting the art gallery is actually a Joseon-era painter named Daewon. According to Daewon, he was deeply in love with a woman named Hwa-gyongdang, but Prince Gangpyeong became obsessed with her. The prince had Daewon brutally beaten and whipped before forcing Hwa-gyongdang to marry him in order to save Daewon's life. Yeori continues explaining the tragic story. One night, Hwa-gyongdang tried to escape with Daewon, but Prince Gangpyeong caught them. Instead of allowing them to flee, he killed Hwa-gyongdang in front of Daewon. To hide the truth from everyone else, the prince staged a false story claiming she had escaped the kingdom before secretly burying her body. Gang UK refuses to accept the story without evidence. He questions whether Daewon's version of events can truly be trusted. Yeori encourages him to compare old paintings still owned by Prince Gangpyeong's descendants. After studying them carefully, Gang UK discovers another poem dedicated to Hwa-gyongdang. The handwriting and style convince him that Daewon, not the prince, wrote the poem. This discovery supports Daewon's story and leads Yeori to conclude that the only way to free his restless spirit is by finding Hwa-gyongdang's remains and burying them beside his. Meanwhile, Gaihee meets with director Hwa-young to discuss artwork when Yeori unexpectedly calls the museum director. Gaihee immediately becomes suspicious. She begins worrying that Yeori is growing far too close to Hwa-young and may uncover secrets that should remain hidden. After sharing the details of her meeting with Gang UK, he insists on accompanying her. He even suggests they celebrate their teamwork with a dinner afterward. During their conversation, Gang UK also asks about paintings purchased by Reina Hotel through Cheon Gallery. Yeori explains that Gaihee acquires the artwork before selling it to the hotel through her gallery. Gang UK connects this information to prosecutor So Hyun's investigation into Reina Hotel's financial activities. Wanting answers, Yeori secretly orders manager Bang Ji-wook to prepare a detailed report on every artwork purchased through Cheon Gallery. She makes it clear that nobody else should know about the investigation. At the prosecutor's office, Gang UK speaks with So Hyun about the money laundering case. She reveals that Chief Prosecutor OK has taken over the investigation and that the suspicious money has already been moved elsewhere. She also begins wondering why Gang UK suddenly seems interested in everything connected to Reina Hotel. Yeori later meets Hwa-young to ask more questions about Hwa-gyongdang's remains. Hwa-young says she has already shared everything she knows, but recommends visiting the Yin archive to search Prince Gangpyeong's historical records. Their conversation is interrupted when Min-hwan arrives. Yeori is surprised to learn that Hwa-young is actually a close friend of Min-hwan's mother. Before leaving, Min-hwan gives Yeori a thoughtful gift of gloves, leaving her genuinely touched by his kindness. Outside the museum, Gang UK unexpectedly meets So Hyun and realizes the money laundering investigation is connected to the Yin Museum of Art. Moments later, they encounter Yeori and Min-hwan, and So Hyun suggests everyone have dinner together. The dinner becomes emotionally complicated. Gang UK grows increasingly jealous watching Yeori spend time with Min-hwan, while Yeori cannot help noticing how comfortable Gang UK seems around So Hyun. When So Hyun nearly touches Yeori, Gang UK instinctively stops her, worried about Yeori's mysterious condition. Min-hwan misreads the moment as a sign of romantic feelings between the two. After dinner, both pairs separate, but Gang UK quietly follows Yeori so they can continue discussing the investigation. Yeori admits she feels upset because Gang UK spent most of the evening paying attention to So Hyun instead of her. As they continue walking, a motorcycle suddenly rushes past. Gang UK quickly pulls Yeori out of danger, causing them to accidentally kiss. Both are left completely flustered. Instead of focusing on her own feelings, Yeori immediately worries that the kiss may have caused Gang UK to start seeing ghosts again. Before leaving, she tells him to contact her immediately if anything unusual happens. When Gang UK gets home, he reassures her that he still cannot see ghosts. Relieved, Yeori quickly ends the conversation. Later that night, however, she calls him again and suggests ending their partnership because she fears putting him in danger. Gang UK refuses. He promises he will be fine, and both spend the entire night unable to stop thinking about the unexpected kiss. The following morning, Gang UK messages Yeori to confirm that nothing has changed and that he still cannot see ghosts. Meanwhile, Yeori visits Chairwoman Beck and is shocked to discover her grandmother's health has seriously declined. Chairwoman Beck asks her to visit more often, leaving Yeori deeply worried. Elsewhere, Min-hwan uncovers another important secret. He learns that Gang UK received a heart transplant 12 years earlier and immediately begins investigating the identity of the donor. Gang UK and Yeori continue working together by visiting the Yin archive. As they study Prince Gangpyeong's journals, they discover an entry mentioning a camellia tree. The clue allows them to realize that Hwagyongdang's remains are buried beneath the camellia tree outside Hwayoung's office at the museum. As they begin planning how to recover the remains, Gae-hee becomes increasingly concerned about Yeori's growing relationship with Hwayoung. Ha-ri warns that the friendship could become a serious problem. She then secretly contacts Yeori's former boyfriend, Cha Ji-yu, convincing him to expose Yeori's hidden secret. At work, Gang UK's colleagues notice he has started leaving the office on time every day. They jokingly wonder whether he has started dating someone. Later, Gang UK and Yeori discuss how they might convince Hwayoung to let them remove the camellia tree. When Yeori finally asks, Hwayoung initially refuses, but eventually agrees after Yeori offers to exchange it for a rare pine tree. Just as things begin moving forward, Yeori receives devastating news. The hospital informs her that Chairwoman Beck has collapsed. She rushes there and discovers Min-hwan has already brought her grandmother to safety after finding her unconscious. Watching her grandmother lying in the hospital bed completely breaks Yeori's heart. Her condition prevents her from even holding her grandmother's hand, making the emotional moment even more painful. Later that night, Chairwoman Beck reveals why she is in such a hurry. Knowing her health continues to decline, she urges Yeori to announce her engagement to Min-hwan as soon as possible. She fears that Gae-hee, Ha-ri, and Dong-jun are simply waiting for an opportunity to remove Yeori from the line of succession before everything can be finalized. Although overwhelmed, Yeori later updates Gang UK about both her grandmother's condition and Hwayoung's agreement regarding the camellia tree. The following day, they begin excavating the area beneath the tree. Hwayoung informs Gae-hee about the excavation, but Gae-hee dismisses it as unimportant. Unfortunately, bad weather forces the work to stop before they can uncover anything. Soon afterward, Yeori receives another call from her grandmother. She sadly tells Gang UK that she has no choice but to go through with the engagement to Min-hwan. That same evening, Chairwoman Beck gathers the entire family for dinner, intending to officially announce Yeori's engagement. Ha-ri quietly waits for Cha Ji-yu to arrive and expose Yeori's secret before the announcement can happen. Instead, the person who walks through the door is Gang UK. In the episode's biggest surprise, Yeori and Gang UK stand before the entire family and announce that they are the ones getting engaged. The shocking declaration completely changes the direction of the story, leaving both families stunned while raising countless questions about how the unexpected engagement will affect Yeori's inheritance. Her growing investigation into the centuries-old mystery and her complicated feelings for Gang UK moving forward.